No, no stop in shop. Only
No.
shop of your brother.
No.
Okay?
Right, Danny.
Good. It's right at it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey guys, oh my gosh. I slept today. Was the first day in the hotel, as you saw in my earlier video, but I slept today and it was for about an hour and a half. And then went to dinner, even though I was way tired and didn't feel like going out. But hey, you got to keep rolling when you're rolling, right? Oh my gosh. One funny thing, I noticed that wherever you travel in the world, they have some sort of vehicles that could be similar in different countries. And they all call them the same thing, whether it's tuk-tuk, that's a common name, even though they might be similar or the same vehicles in different countries.
The market is
Or even other vehicles that don't look like the traditional ones that they'll just call tuk-tuk. Or, I was joking, in Hawaii, in Honolulu, it's called the Wiki Wiki. But those are actually different. The Wiki Wiki is a bus, like a shuttle. But it's so funny traveling to all these different countries and seeing these similar little vehicles, these tuk-tuks that they have. And we don't have them in the US, so it's kind of funny, like, where do they get these things? So took that to a restaurant tonight and had some local flair. It was really good, and a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and it really filled you up and really good. So that was good. Went to some stores and checked out some different things, and you know, the whole haggling game and all of that. Let's see, what else happened? I didn't go for the massage. I think I'll get up early and get that tomorrow before I go on to the next airport. Maybe get a little bit of, I don't know if I'm going to shop, but go check out some places and check out their goods. What else do I need to do tomorrow? I don't know. I'm so tired. I'm still so tired. And I hope that I can sleep really good tonight. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to tell you about before, because I'm just continuing this journey and I want to get out all the information. That one flight, my longest flight that I took the other day, was so horrible. I had this vegetarian meal and it tasted good. But it gave me the biggest gas, like it was horrible. And normally when I fly, I always get an aisle seat because that's where I want to sit, so I can just get up and, you know, get up and do what I want to do when I want to do it. But this time, because I hadn't been to some of the destinations, I was like, you know what, I'll sit by the window so I can like check it out, you know, and do that. But I got this horrible gas and cramp pain, and it was constant. It was like every 2 or 3 minutes I would get this big huge gas pain, and my stomach felt so bloated. I had to like unbutton my jeans, and I had that airline blanket on me. I mean, I felt big and heavy and bloated, and it was just like, oh my gosh. Now get this. It felt so bad. And it wasn't like I felt like I had to go poo. It wasn't like that. It was just like this huge gas. So, you know, obviously I'm not the kind of person that feels comfortable just farting, whether it's a loud fart or it's a stinky fart. Like, I really don't feel comfortable doing that in public. And so every time I feel those big bloats of gas, like that would be a big fart and a stinky fart. So I would process each fart, or gas. Like, I would try to do it so it wouldn't have an exploding effect or a smell effect. And the one thing that puzzled me is, how come if you process your gas, like when I say process, meaning if I, don't let it just explode out, it actually doesn't stink. But when I was so tired, and I would kind of doze off, But I was trying not to because every time I'd start to doze, then a stinky fart would come out. It was so embarrassing. Like, it wasn't like, thank goodness it would just like stink for a second and leave. It wouldn't be like sitting there and burning up the whole place, because that would have been really embarrassing. But I know the guy next to me probably like smelled it, but he was sleeping, so maybe he didn't. But I was just like mortified. So that meant that I couldn't sleep. That meant I had to stay awake to catch every single gas release. And I was just exhausted. I had planned on sleeping on that long flight for 8 hours. The flight was longer than 8 hours, but for 8 hours, I was in this horrible situation where I couldn't sleep because I was just like processing gas constantly. And I didn't know. I remember looking at the clock and seeing that I had 5 more hours of flying and wondering how the heck I was going to get through that. It was like, I was so sick. I was so sick. I just couldn't even handle it. And the guy next to me is like totally sleeping for hours, like just totally out. I guess he wasn't smelling my farts, because you'd think that he would be waking up. And then the other thing, it was like as if I was in bed with this guy. It was like, he was like, the seats were so small that they really were not sufficient for long flights. Like, that was really suck. So the seats were really close. And so he was moving, and it was almost like, you know, like his leg would be against my leg, or his butt would be over next to me, or his arm would be on me. And I was like, dang, it's like as if we were a couple in bed. Like, that's how close he was. And I was like, ew, like that was gross too. So I was like trying to move away from him. And then, you know, when you're on those overnight flights, the flight attendants, they try to stuff you with food, and so you'll go to sleep. And that's what they want you to do, is sleep. So they'll just keep stuffing you with food. So if you're awake, they'll keep coming by and giving you stuff to eat. So I'm sitting there, and they were passing something out, and I thought he was passing out like a warm rag, because they do that, you know, throughout the flight. And so I went to take it, and I noticed it was like some kind of food thing. I was like, what's this? And I realized it's like a Klondike ice cream bar or something. I was like, oh my God, my stomach was hurting so bad. There was no way I wanted to eat an ice cream bar. I'm trying to get his attention to get this thing, because now what? It's just going to melt because I can't eat this thing. It was just like, oh my gosh, it was horrible. And then they were passing out all this other food. I was like, don't even hand me anything. And so I was so miserable. I mean, I can't even describe. I don't know how I was going to make it all those hours. And finally, about an hour and a half before we were getting off the plane, they bring around one more round of food. Then I'm thinking it'll probably be breakfast or something, but regardless, I wasn't eating because my stomach was just like, no way. I didn't even want to drink. I asked if they had herbal tea, and she's like, yes. And I said, what kind? She goes, black tea. And I'm like, that's not herbal tea. Never mind. No, I didn't want it. I didn't want anything. So anyway, they bring this food, and the guy next to me gets his food, and I look at it, and it's like a replay of what made me sick, except probably a different flavor. But it looked like the same kind of thing, and it smelled, and I was just like, oh my God, they're making people eat that for breakfast? And the guy was like, I don't know how he could eat that. And I was just like, oh God, I don't even want to smell that or look at that. That is disgusting. So when I got off the plane, I really was like, oh my gosh. I went to the bathroom, and like I said, it wasn't like I needed to like go. I did a little bit of poo, if I want to be honest with you, a little bit, but it wasn't like I needed to go like a big poo or diarrhea or anything. It was just like this gassy gas thing. And then I started feeling a lot better, just, you know, being inside of the terminal and stuff. And so then I still was just a little bit gassy for the rest of the trip. But it was nothing like that. Like, I just knew I have to watch what I'm eating, because, I mean, I didn't think it was bad, though. It tasted good. It was just cooked vegetables and rice. And I don't know why that happened. That was weird. But it was totally miserable. And that's why I missed out on all my sleep, because I planned to sleep that flight. And now I'm going to make sure that when I come back that I change my seat to the aisle, because I don't want to have to be stuck next to somebody who's sleeping that I cannot get out. But it was really, really bad, and it was just miserable. It was really, really miserable. So anyway, I just wanted to document that. Then I wanted to say at one of the airports, the airport that I said had the mosaic ceilings. That has got to be. I've gone to a lot of airports. That was probably the friendliest airport I've ever been to. Everybody there was so helpful and really, really good and polite and nice, and it was just really a great experience being in there. So anyway, I wanted to sit with my laptop at the table, and it was at a cafe, so I'm like, well, let me buy coffee or something. So I didn't understand their money. I don't even remember the name of their money. And that was the first time I've been in that airport. And then I said, how much is coffee? And she said $5, but if you want milk inside of it, it's $6. But if you have the milk on the outside, it's $5. And I started laughing. I said, you're joking, right? And she started laughing. She goes, no, actually, I'm not joking. And then we both started laughing because that sounded ridiculous. And so I go, well, I guess I'll have coffee with the milk on the outside of the glass. I can pour my own milk for $1 savings. And then I said, she goes, oh, $5 is a lot for coffee, huh? And I said, well, in the US, you can pay $5 for coffee some places, but the milk is always free, whether it's inside or outside. And she started laughing. So that was kind of funny. I also want to say that taxi ride to the hotel that I featured in my last video, there was a lot of cool stuff in there. I just couldn't put it all in because I'm still being incognito about where I am. So I am planning to do a really good travel vlog on everything with the complete information and the sights that I'm seeing, and that guy that didn't speak English. It was so funny. There was some funny parts to that. So once all of, it's all uncovered, then I will do the full travel vlog, which will be really cool. So just some funny things that are coming along, and I'm journaling everything so I don't forget anything, and I'm enjoying doing these travel vlogs, so hopefully you're enjoying it too. So tomorrow is another busy day, and we'll see where I end up. Anyway, I just wanted to close the night and say thanks for following, and I hope you're enjoying this. Oh, and also somebody gave me a box of Godiva chocolates today. Wow, those are my favorite chocolates, so that's cool. Oh, I wanted to say I've been wanting to get my palm read, and I've been asking, one of my clients to check on this guy that he had told me about and that I had looked up as well. Somewhere he's in Key West. But he was never around, and I was like, well, it's okay, maybe it's just not meant to be. And my palm read before, so I was just more than anything just curious. And then somebody tells me, oh, I have a friend in this place that I'm going, and their mother reads palms. And I'm like, oh, really? Oh my gosh, I wanted my palm read. And it's so funny, like I keep manifesting all these little things that I keep saying that I want. They just keep showing up. It's crazy. Like, what's the chance of the palm reading thing? There's been other things like that too. Oh, I wanted to bring a coffee mug, and I never really found one that I liked. And then somebody gave me a coffee mug today with wings on it, angel wings. So it's like, oh my gosh, like the signs just keep coming. I mean, every time there's like just something, it shows up. And in an interesting way, a coffee mug with angel wings. Hello. Anyway, synchronicities galore. And my journey actually has just started. It's just started. And look how much I've already done. And that's why I say enjoy every day of your journey, because every day is part of the whole. And I don't even know where this is going to end up, really. I don't even know what the main attraction is, really. It's just like this out of nowhere journey that just came along, and here I am. And this journey is actually a huge manifestation of mine too, and I'll talk about that probably at some point. All right, everybody, I'll see you tomorrow, and I will hopefully sleep well tonight. Good night.
Get inspired and live your dream. Change your life, set yourself free with Cindy. Yeah, join Cindy. Travel through Egypt, see the blue Nile, Sahara desert, open up your mind. Have an adventure in the deep Red Sea. Get your dose of spirituality. Get inspired, live your dream. Change your life, set yourself free with Cindy. Yeah, join Cindy. Get inspired and live your dream. Change your life, set yourself free with Cindy. Yeah, join Cindy.